Welcome everybody to the world of Pokemon.
Yeah.
This is the Mount Silver Podcast, episode 3. I am here. I am Mills. I am here with the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I am here with the birthday boy himself,
Hey.
Fifi. Pat, what's good, bro?
What's going on, guys?
Another one around the
Happy
sky
birthday,
here.
man.
Another year of 29.
Listen, it's a good feeling right here. I love that me, you, and Jeff are all born in the same year. There's a great camaraderie there. I don't know how to say that actual word, so I just fumbled through.
No, there's energy there because of it for sure.
There's 100%. And we are here. We are back for episode 3 because you guys like episode 2 and episode 1 so much. And we thank you guys for continuing to listen.
I like episodes 1 and 2 so much.
Yeah, I mean, that as well. But we continue to do this. I mean, it's just fun. Even if this wasn't episodes, I feel like at some point we would talk about it, and we would talk about it for multiple hours. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you remember how this all started?
that's true. Off the whim, off the
the
strength.
yeah,
It was supposed to be like a lookout late fees type of deal, and then it ended up being a whole new type of thing that we
Exactly.
that we brought
Very
together.
organic. Very organic.
But with this, we have our first guest on the line, the first person who's been welcomed into the wonderful world of Pokemon.
Holy
Wonderful.
shit.
He's made his way up to Mount Silver. It is none other than RNC head honcho, Justin Davis. What is good, my friend?
What's up? I am, just to be clear, I am the Giovanni of this podcast.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you are you're the blue and I'm red.
I'm Giovanni.
Are
Giovanni is
you
the
happy?
coolest. He's the coolest fucking character in this whole series.
Wait,
Giovanni-
Blaine is cool. Blaine is cool.
Giovanni-
There's some cool guys. To me, Giovanni is probably like one of the coolest, bad guys that this game has made. Still,
Yeah,
Oh,
no one.
yeah.
I don't feel like anyone's touched him. Yeah,
yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I couldn't even tell you the
Giovanni.
name of like another. I could tell you gym leader
I
names.
love N. I thought.
Oh
N was
yeah, okay,
awesome.
he was cool.
But like, they're not really on the same level though. He just
No.
had a cool backstory.
yeah, for sure. What's
Giovanni
going on?
by this game is just a dad who doesn't take care of his child, and it ends up being the entire plot for this game. So, shout out to
Which
you.
is fire. Let me tell you this right now. Well, I'll get to it when we talk about. Because here's the thing. I have so many stories about this game, and I think this is literally one of my favorite games like of all time. Definitely top 10, but a game that like really changed me as in my formative years as a kid as well.
Well, let's talk about our first experiences with this game, as we were gonna do with pretty much every game that we go over. As you know, if you've been listening to from episode 2 and on, as we count down to the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield, we will get into every generation of game. That's right. That means next episode we will be talking about Ruby, Sapphire, and we'll probably touch on Fire Red and Leaf Green as well. The next episode of that, we'll head on to Gen 4 and we'll talk about Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and we'll also talk about the incredible game that was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, maybe the
Yes.
best game of the entire series. And we'll
Maybe.
continue on and on and on from there on out. But first, before we get into sort of our experiences with Gold and Silver, we got a little bit of news, because since the last time we recorded this episode, Nintendo has announced the news for Nintendo Switch Lite. What are everybody's early thoughts? Are you going to get it? Are you not going to get it? What are we doing with Nintendo Switch Lite, honestly?
I mean, I don't know if I'll probably get one at some point, but I'm not getting one right now. I mean, there's no point. I do have the regular Switch, but for the sake of like Sword and Shield, I thought about getting the limited edition one just off the price point. But I mean, I'm not. I think I told you before, Mills, like it's whatever. I guess if you don't have one and you're not into like sitting at home playing your shit, I guess it's a cool cop. But I don't know, man.
I can't
It's
be
a little
not
light-
having
little
the
lackluster.
big green option.
Run that back, Pat.
I can't. I have to have the big screen option. I don't even use it that much, but I have to have it.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this at length the day that it was, or the morning it was announced. I feel as though, as someone myself who struggles to play his Switch, and this year I kind of made a mandate. I'm going to play this system more. Seeing the system come out and seeing Nintendo strip so much from it. No docking, no HD rumble, no IR capability. Like nothing on this Switch Lite is even worth it. It's literally like
not a Switch,
bro. Exactly, it's not a Switch.
Switch.
It doesn't switch.
Yeah, it's like the fact that they could even call it that. Essentially, it's a 2DS. I mean, if you want to keep it 100, it's just them
a big 2DS.
Essentially, yeah, and it's like, there's a list of games. I don't know if you guys saw this, but like there's a list of games that just don't work on a Switch Lite, like at all. And it's like Nintendo once again.
Does Breath of the Wild play on it?
Yes, it does,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have HD Rumble. But games like Mario Party, where you have to start the game docked, you cannot play on the Switch Lite.
And part of the draw for them should be like you can all bring them to the same place and play on the Switch Lite.
Yeah. And I mean, again, taking away functionality, I'm never a big fan of. The price point is like literally whatever. Because my thing about the price point is that the Switch is, this also came out this week. It's one of like the 4th fastest selling consoles of all time. It's almost like reached PlayStation 4, in like 2 years. There was no one complaining about how much this system was.
No, man, it was worth it to me. Like,
it's like one of the most affordable electronics you could get. Like it's cost the same as an iPad.
Yeah, I saw no one complaining about the $250, $299 price point for the Switch. So people that were saying, oh, it's for people that can't afford them, there is nearly everyone in the United States and Asia and everywhere that has this system anyway. We did not need the Switch Lite that badly.
I think it's probably to hook in people who, like, there's a lot of older, like, fans of Pokemon our age who have only played Pokemon Go. Like, they haven't stuck with playing main games like we have. And they think that maybe that audience of people will gravitate toward a Switch Lite. I don't know.
Maybe, but man, it's like that they can't. There's no way they control, the success level, whatever it may end up being, though. So like they had to be thinking this was going to work a large amount to. I mean, I understand putting it and tying it in with Pokemon, but I think that maybe Animal Crossing is going to work well on it, considering the time frame of having to play it.
If Animal Crossing uses amiibos and does the IR stuff, then that's a big part of the functionality that doesn't work with the Switch.
Yeah, I haven't played an Animal Crossing game in a long time, but I can't tell you how excited I am to play this, and I'm definitely going to be wanting to play it on the television.
I mean, one more thing about that is that we thought that we were getting a Switch, an improved Switch, but it seems like all we're really going to get is a newer version of the Switch with better battery life. It's not moving me from having my OG Switch. Like I feel as though like Nintendo is making very strange, and they did this with the Wii. They more extremely did this with the Wii U, like out the gate. But it's like they do very weird shit when they start being really successful at something, and they do something weird that just completely turns people off.
The Wii is such a weird time.
Yeah.
So many people bought a Wii back then. Like
I know, right? And now it's like, what is it now? Like,
I have one in my closet right now.
You can go get you one for about
and I'll put a game to before I play that thing.
My job, the sort of health and wellness center of it, to get kids active, bought so many Wiis, and a lot of them are still in the box and haven't been opened and probably never will be open. And I'm just like, damn, the Wii, like.
It is what it is.
It wasn't
cool. It just like was lame, literally.
Yeah, it was like
I'm a Nintendo stan, and that thing was lame.
It just is what it is. But the Nintendo Switch Lite, of course, lower price point. Strangely enough, better battery than the original Nintendo.
Just a little bit
than the original Nintendo Switch. I'm assuming when they eventually release maybe the Nintendo Switch Pro or whatever upgraded version of the Nintendo Switch, that'll probably be coming with a higher price point. It will also have this better battery and the better mechanics inside of it.
They're playing very, and this is my last point on this. Like Nintendo is playing very, very risky if they're going to try and release that Pro around the same time as the Xbox and PS5. They should not do that. I think that if they're saying better graphics and you look literally right next to it and you got a PS5 or an Xbox or whatever with way better graphics than that, I don't think they should do that. I think they should just leave the Switch at what it is. There's always good to have an underpowered platform in the market. Like, I don't have an Xbox, I have a Switch, because sometimes I want to just play Mario. It's like they should just really not worry about graphics.
They're actually lucky that they're not
exactly
a competitor in that.
Nintendo doesn't have to worry about much when it comes to shit like that. Their games don't get crossed over on Sony or Microsoft. They have all their titles. So doing things that just don't make sense like that, it's like, just keep pushing. You got Metroid coming out, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, probably new Mario, whatever that, you know what they do, Mario Kart, all that shit, it sells. It always sells. And then, like Justin said, they try to put an extra bow on it, and the bow is like, it's not that pretty.
Nintendo Switch Lite. It is coming. I forgot when it's coming. Later this year. You know what? Pokemon Sword and Shield will be playable on it. You can play the entire thing on it. I guess it will not need the original Nintendo Switch like maybe Let's Go would. But yeah, that is it. Oh, they also gave were we on last time when they gave the actual legitimate announcement, Jeff, about why Pokemon will not be in Sword and Shield?
We talked about it.
We talked about it, that that it was essentially they had to recreate all these Pokemon from scratch, and
the sprites are different.
The sprites are 100% different. They're 100% original. They are not the same sprites as they were in Let's Go or any other game before that.
We talked about Game Freak staff and the things that the fans were asking for or whatever was basically it just wasn't going to happen. They had to basically choose a pool of Pokemon to make this work.
Right. Or else the game would not be released on time. They would spend their years. And the creator said, we knew at some point we would have to go through this decision where every Pokemon wouldn't be in the game because they're almost approaching the 4-digit mark for Pokemon. It's ridiculous. We know at some point they wouldn't reach the game, but they want to ensure everybody. They pretty much lightly said, like, no, they're still not going to be in the game. They've seen the concern, they've addressed all the hate, and they're like, but they're still not going to be in the game.
I already told you how I feel about that.
But a lot of people, I'm assuming. Like no, I mean, what do you mean?
I don't like the, again, like gating off popular Pokemon is I've never been a fan of that, and I'll talk about that even with Gold and Silver, like the way that they handle it in this game.
Sure.
Like I thought was excellent. I thought it was perfect. I thought, we'll talk about that, but it's like now it's like you guys continuously added Pokemon to these games, and then we're just like, well, we're not going to bring it back any fan favorites. You better just like what we give you. I just don't.
A lot of these guys are losers.
But so here's the thing. I mean, this is probably all Game Freak and Nintendo's entire plan. They're probably going to release another version of this game, and it will have the Pokemon that aren't in this game. And that'll probably be the kind of way that it goes. Instead of it being like a Gold and Silver where one isn't in Gold, one is in Silver, you probably just have to wait another full year for the entire new games. But I kind of understand the aspect of just like, okay, I get it. You're not going to be able to. There's almost 1,000 Pokemon, and as they continue to upgrade these games, I mean, just the scenery for this game looks beautiful. The just everything from the interactions between the players to the new, exciting features and all these other stuff. They're adding so much more to it, and something eventually has to give. I guess those are the police coming after me for this wild statement. But
it's not a wild statement, man. At the end of the day, it's like if the game works competitive. They said Pokemon Let's Go wasn't going to be competitive. It wasn't. For them to put all 1,000, however many they have left on this game, it just wouldn't work out. There's a lot of different rules. There's a lot of different things they'd have to ban and keep track of. And people are going to end up being pissed off anyways if they were to add it on there, because everything wasn't going to end up making it, especially for the people that play competitive. But the people that play for fun, I definitely understand. Like, I get it. I get, like, why people would be upset about not having everything on there. You get Charizard, but no Bulbasaur, no Venusaur, whatever it is that they end up putting in and putting out. I get it from like just people who just play the game to play the game.
Right, 100%. Let's get into the topic of this episode, which will be the Gold, Silver, and Crystal Pokemon 2nd Generation.
Hell yeah.
Gen 2
over here. Now, before we get into our own personal experiences, I want to, of course, run down a little bit of the development of this game. It was first announced in 1997. That's right. Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. 3 years before it came out in the United States, it was announced in 1997, and it was originally supposed to be called Pokemon 2, the sequel to Pokemon Red and Blue.
Which would be so confusing because there's like already more than one version of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Pokemon 2 direct sequel. A playable demo debuted at Nintendo Space World 1997 convention. As of recently, a ROM surfaced with the demo that is actually playable, and it still uses the Game Boy graphics and the red and blue engine and all this other stuff. And you get to see all the weird demo prototype Pokemon that never actually made the game or were eventually transformed into much better, cuter, more, TV friendly versions of themselves. And the best part of a couple weeks that we found this Twitter account
yeah
that's been sharing, and I'll share it with you, Pat, and you and Justin as well. We found this Twitter account that kind of has, and I'm sure Pat has already seen it. He's deep dive enough.
It's a really fun account.
It's like 100. There was originally over 100 Pokemon that was designed for this game, and only 100 made it. But you'd able to see a lot of pre-evolutions and things like that didn't make the game, or like evolutions that was supposed to make the game, or like Pokemon that looked completely different from where they was. And it's actually very, very interesting to kind of go back on, considering
all the changes that they made, just to, like Mills said, to make it look more friendly on television or whatever. Like little things like the original Dragonite sprite, they took the scales off his back, changed his feet a little bit, like just little things that I really didn't even notice that I started following this account. I'm like, oh, they did change that.
Right. Essentially, it was like DFAT Pikachuing every game, every Pokemon in the game.
They moved like the crossbones from like Coughing's forehead to his stomach, like just weird shit. Like,
yeah, I'm looking at screen grabs from the demo. The night is like a night vision compared to how it ended up actually looking in the game.
The original Marowak had like a Kangaskhan type body.
It was so many different things, and just the demo was completely different. I think the demo was originally everything was made for Game Boy, and then eventually when Nintendo said we're coming out with the Game Boy Color, everything sort of shifted for there. They got more memory that was supposed to be in the game. They were able to add a lot more things in this game, including Kanto. After originally 2 years of a delay on this game, which said 2 years, I would say those 2 years, it wasn't much of a delay at all, considering how Pokemon kind of rose to popularity like incredibly in those 2 years. No one noticed at all. We didn't notice. I'm not familiar. I wasn't 7 and familiar with Japan's entire sort of motives with this entire game, but the entire 2 years from 1998 through 1999 through the early part of 2000, it was just Pokemon mania everywhere. I mean, there was Pokemon, and doing collaborations with Burger King and Kellogg's and Kraft Singles. They had trading cards, they had clothing, soundtracks, television, movies, everything
you could think of.
When the United States captures a trend, they go all in on this trend, especially when it comes from Japan.
Well, I mean, a lot of it was, I mean, not only just catching on to a trend, but really catching up to what Japan was doing with Pokemon. I mean, at that point, Japan was really on top of it as far as just everything. Like, I remember collecting the cards, obviously, and I had the old Beckett. You guys remember the Beckett card magazines?
Oh yeah.
So I had a subscription to those, and I would find out what was the hottest cards, and I would like import them. And we had import shops in Virginia where I could get the booster packs from Japan. I remember I got the White Star, one of the White Star rare Pokemon card that had one of the, I think it was one of the, like a famous Japanese actor or something like that. I got that from from learning about it in Beckett. And that's how I found out about what Gold and Silver was. Because, back in the day, we didn't have internet. It was like, how are we going to figure out about this, find out about this? And I just remember, I think the first Gold Silver Pokemon card was Togepi.
Yes.
And
it would probably have to be.
And we thought it was Togepi, and it was Meryl, but they were calling Meryl
Peekaboo. Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, because I thought 2, like, when you think of a sequel, you're like, okay, 2 is just going to be these characters, but different. Yeah. But then no one could have, possibly, at 12 had prepared me for what we would eventually get in Gold and Silver.
The entire, evolution of this game. And I probably want to ask, what has everyone done with their Pokemon cards?
Mine are. I'm staring at them right now.
They're my mom. They're my mom's house. I have a 35-page booklet of them, with imported cards. I think I stopped when did I stop? I have to have stopped around Gold and Silver. I stopped being as rabid after Gold and Silver, but I did still play the games.
Jeff, I'm gonna need pictures of those. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures, bro. I got a good bit. I still every once in a while, I got a 10-year-old brother, so he still buys them pretty religiously. So I'll grab myself a pack.
Oh, I actually have a pack. I bought a $1 one from the store. Actually, I want to go get that pack right now.
Yeah, open it live.
Hold on, I want to open it live. Let me go get it right now. Actually,
I literally have a store down the street called Super Games. And it's just like, motherfuckers go in there, play Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. They sell them behind the glass counter. You could sell your cards, buy your cards. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's just down the street. Super Games, man.
Yeah, I remember, I think around this point before the game it came out, I was playing the Pokemon card game, Game Boy Color game.
Oh my god, that game is so fun, Justin.
And that
game is so fun.
The best way to get, the best way to get the best cards was to continuously fight Ash. And you would see Ash, and like he was in like a Pokemon Center, and you had to he was in the corner, and you had to fight Ash, and he had all of his Pokemon that he had in red and blue, and he was like the toughest character in the whole game, but he didn't speak to you. He would just be like, you just fight him. But I think the Pokemon card game is one of my favorite games on the Game Boy Color of all time. It's just a shame they never made like a Gold and Silver version.
All right, so I have the thing. I'm legitimately opening it right now. Hold on.
Let's see what you get.
I need a scissors.
Do you know how to flip him and put the best one behind him and do all that good shit?
No. I'm not as cool as you. I legitimately.
He did say he needed scissors.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Listen, my hands are very sweaty. It's very nervous. It's very humid in New York City.
Okay.
All right.
I hope you get a good holo.
There's
maybe a full art card.
It is not. I don't. But we'll determine whether it's just a good holo or not. The holo is Golduck. So
okay, then never mind.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get no full arts. No full arts. No full art holos.
Nah. I got Golduck Starmie, which is I don't know why it's purple. This is weird. Okay, this must be extra
shiny Starmie.
No, it is not shiny Starmie. I got Muck, Grimer, Pidgeotto, Pidgey again, Eevee, and Snorlax tag team. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's a tag team.
The rules of this game.
And Dragonite.
You got the tag team pack, man. That shit's good. The tag team pack is doing so well, like the tag team division that they have, that it's probably going to end up showing up competitive next year. Like they'll probably use that shit big time.
Interesting.
Basically, it's cards. They're teaming up like two like Pokemons on cards. The arts have been really dope too, but I just can't keep up because it's so expensive.
Just remember, if you ever wanted to clown your best friends and say like, "That's cap," you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You grab their Pokemon cards, you hold it up to the light, and you tell them, "I could see through that shit. That shit is fake. Get the fuck out of my face."
Man. Don't bring me no fake Pokemon.
If people had fake cards, I could not be around them.
No, but it was a thing. Like there was so much. It was so much around it that the cards were just getting bootlegged like crazy.
Oh yeah, and I was like, I don't know where you get these. What the fuck?
You get them from like a corner store, some sort of bullshit store, some like dollar store, or anything like that. But you go up. I remember this specifically. Everyone would bring, "Oh, I got a holographic Charizard, etc., etc." Hold it up to the light. That's cap. Sorry.
You lying bitch.
Yeah.
Don't dare try to fake the Charizard holo, man.
Oh my god. But back to the development of this game. Before the games are actually released, the Pokemon that were revealed, as remember, Ho-Oh from the first episode of Pokemon, I still don't get it. I was like, is this incredible foresight that I'm not exactly sure of?
I think that's
the Ho-Oh shit is so capped because like it doesn't look like the Ho-Oh that we got.
No,
yeah, I mean it's definitely some first.
It's like a demo, yeah.
Holo of Ho-Oh for sure.
Also, I think, didn't he have like glittery wings? I was just like, Ho-Oh does not.
Yeah,
it's not that legendary.
It's crazy because Mills, do you have by chance Ho-Oh was like Pokedex summary around you?
Ho-Oh's Pokedex summary. Yes. It says, hold on, Pokedex entry. Wait, which one do you want? Which generation do you want?
Gen 1, preferably.
That's Gen 2, so I'll give you this. It says in gold,
or Gen 2,
because all generations had different Pokedex entry. It said in gold, Legends claim this Pokemon flies the worlds continuously on its magic 7-colored wings. And then Silver says the legend says its body glows in 7 colors. The rainbow is said to form behind it when it flies.
Nothing about being just gold and glittery.
I think it was definitely a demo version of this thing. Like it wasn't.
But they had to have some kind of real plan to put it in episode 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've
always. Or the
always
show was just wilding out, and they like just put that in there because they were like, "Oh, we don't even really know what this shit's about," and we put it in.
Actually, before let's not go much into that because on the lookout, this summer on the lookout, me, Jeff, and Pat will be talking about the first episode of Pokemon. So that is definitely something that's included in that.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about that because there's like the fun little rumors as to Ash seeing Ho-Oh at that time. So
100%. So we had Ho-Oh the first episode. Togepi was eventually revealed in the anime. Became a partner of Misty. Then we had Marill Snubbull in the Pokemon adventure thing, little mini movie.
Snubbull was one of the early reveals.
Yeah,
Snubbull, Dolphin.
Why did I put Dolphin? Oh my god, Donphan. Oh god, I disrespected.
Donphan had a holographic.
That battle was fire.
Donphan had a holographic card that came out early too, just as part of the promotion. And I gotta say, like, Nintendo's kind of like viral almost marketing of this game was ingenious. Like we were ready for every reveal here in the way. I wish they still did that.
And a lot of it was kind of just natural viral marketing because the stuff legitimately had to like make its way over from Japan. Like some of the leaks and shit that had like Cyndaquil in them, like that was just like some random magazine that, somebody picked up when it eventually got to the US.
So they've been tinkering with that a little bit now, and I would say the only reason why you probably don't hear about it as much is probably because like you probably don't don't watch the animes aren't as popular, or Pokemon Go, you just don't play Pokemon Go. I'd say the closest thing to that was when they revealed Meltan, which was a late Gen 7 Pokemon. They revealed it in Pokemon Go. They just threw it in the game randomly, and everyone started freaking out about this Pokemon that just existed, and no one knew what it was.
They wanted to tie it with Let's Go because it's really the only way to really get it evolved.
Right. So they just kind of so it was kind of viral for that because people were just like, yo, there's this Pokemon. They didn't give it a name for a long time. Everyone just called it Nutto, which is hilarious to me.
Oh, wow.
I called it Nutto. Nutto is hilarious to me. But they did something like that, and eventually it sort of caught on. But they still do the anime things. As someone who stays abreast with the anime and continues to check in from time to time they'll do it. They'll include a Pokemon in the anime before you actually see it, but you kind of still know what it was because by that time the game has already been announced and you're already suspecting what everything is.
Sometimes they fumble Pokemon too by making it. Like for me, I think Zygarde got fumbled.
Yeah, I would say so as well. A lot of things.
Zygarde was really cool, and they just didn't get it right.
A lot of the movies and stuff now aren't really as popular, so no one really cares. But by the time before Pokemon Gold, right, before Pokemon Gold and Silver came out, the second movie had already come out in the United States. The movie with Lugia, that actually premiered in theaters, and that also debuted Ledyba and Slowking and Lugia, and it was really like this entire insane role of like marketing.
Yeah, it is insane.
And by the time the Johto part of the anime had already begun, showing episodes and things like that. So by the time you got to this game, and this game released in the United States or in North America, October 15, 2000, you already knew the Pokemon. You already had the connections with them from the anime. You had connections with them from the movie. You knew who you wanted on your team. And at this point, it was really just a waiting game to determine how everything was and how everything would be moving forward. It's fucking crazy. Pokemon Gold and Silver in its first week, so 1.4 million copies. Huge, Platinum, no features.
In 2000.
In the year 2000, 1.4 million copies. I have to ask you guys, we're going to get into sort of our own backstories with this game. Were you part of the 1.4 million in that first week, or did you end up getting it out later on?
I got it the day it came out.
I don't remember when
I got it for Christmas.
I had to have gotten it when it came out.
let's go through. We can go through sort of everybody's stories. Jeff, what is your first initial just remembering getting this game?
Well, I had just got to South Carolina. I think I had just we had just left LA, so I didn't really. I want to say I got the game that holiday, like that Christmas. I think what game came out in November or August,
October.
October. So I don't think I got it, but I got Silver. Silver was the first one I got. That was actually one of the first releases where I didn't get both games. I did end up getting Crystal, later. But Crystal, we talked about before the show. Crystal had that dope ass cartridge, man.
Oh my God, it was good.
But I had just moved to South Carolina at that point, so it was very strange for me.
Right.
And Pokemon was basically all I had. I was the only child, didn't really have any friends. And yeah, I got the game probably that holiday. Silver was my game, and Totodile was my starter.
This is true. All right, Pat, let's go with you.
I don't remember when I played the actual game the first time, but I just remembered I actually played this before it came out on a bootleg ROM that was only about half translated. One of my friends
in 1999.
Yeah, baby. I mean, I was on like Napster and shit pretty early because of my dad, but
also because Pat is white.
Yeah, that too. And my friend, also white,
also white,
and it's like I got this ROM running like a half translated version of it. And I'm like, what the fuck is a ROM?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, who will never hear this, but luckily it never became like a school shooter or anything. But he hooked me up with the ROM, and I played it probably up through like the when you have to wake Sudowoodo up with the watering can. I probably played it about a little past there, with half the dialogue being in Japanese or more,
right.
On a computer that was like it was probably buggy as hell, but it just looked so weird on a computer and like night mode and shit. But I didn't actually remember that until like 10 seconds ago. So that was my first experience with it.
I want to talk about emulators and ROMs, but we'll save that for the next episode because I feel like that's really when the entire that's when by the time Ruby and Sapphire come out, ROMs and everything had been just so it just exploded from that point. But Justin, what are your memories in terms of getting this game?
Now, Pokemon Gold and Silver came out on my little brother's birthday. He was born on October 15th, 2000.
Wow. Pokemon baby.
Yes. So at that point, I was, I thought that I was going to be the only child forever. My sister had just moved out in June, and I was told literally the next day that I was going to have a little brother. And so I had gotten, allowance. I was still getting allowance at that point. I was 12. And so at one point I was like, seeing as though I can't play video games during the week because of school.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and this game obviously came out on a Tuesday. I was like, I need this game. I got a Game Boy Color. I got Red. Like, I need this game badly. So I was like, I asked my sister, can you take me to GameStop? And she was like, if you buy a game and mom doesn't know about it. So she was basically like, you're taking advantage of the fact that mom is in the hospital to buy this game. So I went to GameStop, and yes, I did buy Pokemon Silver with Lugia, because Lugia to me
was it EB Games?
Yeah, it was EB Games. I'm sorry. It was
I was just curious.
Wait, actually, no. At that point, it was probably an electronics boutique.
No, it was EB at that point.
No, it had to be EB Games.
Had it made the switch?
Nah, not everyone in Virginia had made the switch yet, because we still had Babbage's and shit.
Yeah.
But so I copped the game, and I had to sneak this game and play it because no one knew that I owned it. Because, like when you're a kid, those types of purchases have to be cleared by an adult.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And to this day, I still don't think that my parents knew that I bought Pokemon Silver, because I would literally only play it like really close to my face, or I wouldn't I cover up the, because the Game Boy Color, you can see the cartridge, and the Silver cartridge is very glittery and silver.
It's glittery as fuck. Yeah.
So yeah, I copped Pokemon Silver, and my starter was Chikorita.
All right. Pat, what was your starter, by the way?
Probably Cyndaquil.
Okay, we got all three. My entire ordeal with this game is just very, very simple. I wanted it. My dad got it for me. I legitimately remember I had a bunk bed with my sister, and I just remember for the first day getting that game, sitting down in front of that bed for hours playing that game, and just like 3 hours, and I was just like, oh well, at that point I was getting sleepy. All I had was this little lamp, and it was just me playing this game, and it was like, all right, setting it up. And by the time I already started, it was night in the game. I was like, this is so fucking cool. And just going through this entire game is just like, yo, I love this game. And
I couldn't even tell you the feeling I had at that point in time.
It was just when I get the game, and it's legitimately every year that I get the game, it is the same thing, except when Sun and Moon came out, which was a little bit more.
It was a little bit more underwhelming
because they essentially played the game for you for the first 60 minutes of that
thank
game.
You. I hated it.
Yeah. It's unbearable.
Yeah. So, but otherwise than that, I have that feeling every year. Every year, that Friday, whatever it is, I'm taking off work to play this game. I just do. Like it is what it is. I still long for that feeling. I still love that feeling. I still love just remembering that moment in 2000 where I got the game, and it had to be, I think it was on that Friday afterwards. It wasn't on the Tuesday, but I just remember playing that game, going to sleep, waking up, playing the game, going back to sleep, waking up, playing the game, and just loved my life. And my starter, I want to believe my starter for the first run through of this game was Chikorita.
Yeah, and we had a hard time.
No, not Chikorita. Sorry. Ooh, fuck. I fucked up. Sorry.
I'm a total Dow guy.
Cyndaquil. It was
Cyndaquil is probably the best starter because the first two gyms are fucking like bug and flying, I think.
Yeah.
And Chikorita, you think I knew about fucking types?
Well, listen, even harder than Chikorita, when you encountered your rival, that's when he really put that foot in your ass.
Yeah, definitely.
We did our starter check. I think if we had to pick the best starter out of the three, even if it's the one that you chose compared to most of them, what would you say is undisputedly the best starter of the three?
I mean, honestly, we gotta look at those final. Now, first of all,
it is
Gen
OD
2 starters.
It is OD.
Gen 2 starters are very good.
Very strong. Very
from
they are good
from a design standpoint. Like they did really well. They still hold up today.
I am not a fan just of how kind of like, to me, they're kind of like lame. I mean, they would get lamer starters. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of just
gold and silver. Gold and silver, fucking Sun Moon.
Sun and Moon, yes. They would be lamer starters, but to me, outside of designs, I hate these starters.
In terms of their moveset?
Stat-wise.
I think, you know what? I'm so spoiled by everything. I think the moves suck. It's essentially like you get the moves that you can, and that's a large part of why I dislike these starters. It's because the moves kind of suck. But go on, Jeff. Go on.
No, I'm just saying, like in general, if you look at Totodile, Cyndaquil, Chikorita, the starters after Gen 1, because at that point, when Gen 1 ended, we didn't know how the next game was going to go. We didn't know if they were going to keep the same format. We didn't know if there's whatever's new design. And these, they weren't super animalistic, which, I mean, obviously Totodile is a crocodile, but Cyndaquil, Chikorita, I don't even know what the fuck Chikorita is.
I think
because she blooms. Like her second one is kind of like,
the third stage is fine.
Yeah, the third
it's like a dinosaur. She's like a dinosaur type of deal, like a leaf dinosaur. And then like Cyndaquil is an anteater that evolves into whatever. Like
then he's like a bear.
Typhlosion. Yeah, Typhlosion. Typhlosion is probably
he's the coolest looking. He's the
really cool.
Yeah, according to Bulbapedia, Typhlosion is based on a honey badger. So it is a badger.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. That's okay with me.
Yeah.
And also, see, if this game came out to where you get to hold all your TMs, you probably would fuck with these starters.
No, you know why? Because even like I'm going back to Gen 2 TMs, like it could probably, the best thing it could learn was Thunder Punch in that sort of move. Like the best thing is like, okay, let me rock with this, because like it just, to me,
it still hadn't gotten super competitive at that point.
Nah, it didn't. The move pool
we were still
barely
playing with
increased,
friends and shit.
but it was still pretty new. But I would say overall, if I had to pick probably the best starter out of these things, I would just say it was probably Feraligatr to me.
Yeah, I think obviously, like I said earlier, like Chikorita had such a uphill battle in those first, couple gyms, but after you get past that, she's pretty cool. But I think in terms of like what I liked, I'm always drawn to like grass leaf type starters for some strange reason. Like I picked Bulbasaur, I picked Chikorita. Like every single game, I picked I think there's one where I didn't. I think maybe Ruby Sapphire, I picked the fire equivalent starter in that game. But I just thought she was cool. But I definitely respect the fact that like all the starters, you should pick Cyndaquil. Like you'll just have an easier time.
I just think, yeah, you probably will. You definitely will.
By the third gym in any game, you're going to have enough Pokemon to beat whatever the type setting for that gym is, except actually maybe in these games when you had to fight the fucking Miltank. But for the first two, you can blow through them with Cyndaquil pretty much. I mean, Falkner, for like as weird as it is that the first gym is flying type.
Well, I think it's just because it's like the most basic, easy. It's like basic besides normal type. It's like the most basic type. Like it's like Pidgey.
Well, exactly. You also couldn't get any real true electrics. I mean,
Mareep. You can get a Mareep.
I'm talking about at that point. I know Pichu was still in the game too. Pichu got its announcement as well. Lantern and Chinchu.
But you could blow through the first two gyms pretty easily with Cyndaquil, and you'd have a harder time with either of the other two.
100%. Let's get into the rival in this game. The rival, the unnamed asshole of a kid, red hair, his entire
ginger freak.
Yeah, his entire story of this game. He came in, he stole a Pokemon from the lab, and he began using it. And
real shit.
Why did he steal it? They give him out for free to everyone.
Because
he wanted his different. He wanted his different. Pat.
He wasn't he felt he wasn't a standard, like I guess a trainer. I don't know. He just wasn't. He stole the Pokemon. He was an asshole.
And he's an incel.
He is.
He's definitely an incel.
To this day, he stole the Pokemon from Professor Elm's lab. You eventually, catch up to him, and he battles you, and he continues to battle you throughout the entire game. His entire team. I mean, it evolves as this thing goes by. I can't believe he still, was able to keep the starter. Like they didn't even like press charges or anything like that. Like he really just got through this entire game. But he sees the errors of his ways eventually, but it's kind of too late. He's still kind of an incel. It is eventually revealed officially in the remix of the games that he is the son of Giovanni.
What?
Yeah, he is. There's a scene at the end of the game, which I guess we could talk about it now, but basically there's that cut scene where like he comes in to Giovanni. That shit was crazy, bro. Giovanni like disappears.
Yeah. He's just a guy with a top hat sitting in a cave and heart going.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? I remember everybody thought Giovanni was Ash's dad for a little while. He has Ash's mom and all that stuff.
I never played Heart Gold Soul Silver. I believe me and Jeff had conversations about me playing it a couple years ago. I just never got around to it because there was like a gimmick around it.
It's so good.
There was a gimmick, right? And like the game was like so.
Okay. So Heart Gold Soul Silver, when you bought it, first of all, Heart Gold Soul Silver was about $55 when it came out because it came with the walker.
Yeah, it came with the walker.
The big thing was every Pokemon walked behind you, blah, blah, blah. Now, that was the cool part about it. But they went and they basically fixed everything in the old ones. They still had you can go back to Kanto, all that fun shit. But yeah, it was one of those things where like, if you go buy that game now, it's still a $45 game.
It's the fucking most incredible Pokemon game of all time. It just is.
But it's my favorite game.
All the Pokemon cartridges, they all have high resale values.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't lose no value.
Nintendo doesn't believe in price cuts.
They do not believe in price cuts at all, bro. It's like one of my biggest. Like I hate that. You like I said, you can go to GameStop right now, go look in their little bullshit used container, and all the Pokemon games are over $35.
It still might be, quite honestly. But yes, the rival ends up being the son of Giovanni. And we learned that in Heart Gold Soul Silver. There's also like this little anime thing that you can watch that kind of reveals it as well. Where Looker, the detective in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, is like, we've been looking for the whereabouts of Giovanni. He was like, I don't know where he is. And he's like, I haven't seen him in years, and some shit like that. It's some wild dramatic shit. But you get to see essentially his father, became, the leader of a top organization, and then just kind of disappeared. And probably he doesn't, I don't know where he is. There's no mother. He doesn't have a mother figure in this game. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, the rival, kind of an asshole.
Good. We need more of that.
I know they've actually distanced themselves away from that tremendously, just based on kind of how society is now. They've done away with the more, I mean, they're rivals. I mean, I guess they're rivals, but they're like friends, really.
They're like, nowadays they're just part of your journey type friends. It's not really a lot of asshole things. They're more just like dweebs.
Yeah,
they're still cool with them.
One dork, like the fucking the people in the last one. The girl with the fancy hat and the Hawaiian guy. They were maybe two of the worst characters in any game I've ever played.
Please invite me to the Sun and Moon hate session, because I
don't even know if I want to talk about Sun and Moon. Like,
we will get to Sun and Moon, and we will talk about it, and we will just explore the things that they've done wrong by this game, and the things that we can hope they've fixed by the time it reaches Sword and Shield. But yes, the rival aspect of it, in terms of the asshole rival, is all but gone in this game. It's even gone in the anime. This doesn't really, I mean, it's kind of still in the anime, but like not really. The last kind of asshole they did was Paul, and Paul was incredible. Let's see. The story of this game. So the story of this game, I don't think I want to go through the entire walkthrough, but I just want to know everybody's kind of like favorite moments or most memorable things of this game. If I had to start,
I feel like we're all gonna say the same thing. I think that there is an undisputed moment. To me, at least, like there is an undisputed moment in this game, and I think we're gonna talk about this at length.
Justin, I think I know what you're talking about.
I mean, like, no one, again, in an age before the internet, where we didn't know anything, and we weren't prepared for anything. We didn't import this game. We were children.
Sure.
We're talking about Kanto?
Yeah, where it's the moment where you sailed to Kanto, and when you
listen
out of that cave, and you realize where you are, and you're pop.
Justin, listen, bro. I'm telling you right now, to me, that is flat out one of the best moments in Pokemon gaming in general. Like, because
it's one of the best moments in gaming ever. It ruined because
you don't know. It's like he said, we didn't know. We weren't on. There was no Twitter. There was no strategy.
Like a motherfucker.
You just did it, and you couldn't believe it, and then you realize you get to actually
go through the entire thing.
Through it. That's one of the reasons I wanted you to play Soul Silver and Heart Gold, Justin, because like it's the same thing, like, but it's like they fill it up, it's just full.
Because a lot of what Kanto is in the originals is really fan service. So a lot of you go back to see if like the move deleter still there, or like certain people that you remember for the original game is there, but it's not a lot. Like obviously the story is you have to go get those gym badges as well. But they kind of manufacture a story around that. But it's also like crazy that they literally remade the first game almost damn near in the second game, and it's a feat that like I would love the story behind. Yeah, exactly. I would love to hear the story behind it. But just realizing and recognizing that these worlds are connected is one of it's one of the first times in gaming I can ever remember anything being like that, where it's like, yo, this sequel is really a sequel. And Ash really does exist, and where is he?
It was.
That's the other great moment in this game is when you get up there and you're fighting a level 80 Pikachu.
I'm about to say Mount Silver. I mean, this is look, another thing that I just like. This is really, if you really want to look at it, this is Team Rocket's kind of finale. Like after this, it's they move on.
So here's the entire story with that game, right? And it kind of goes back to the Pokemon 2 Pocket Monsters 2. And I was initially going to get through this in the internet research part, but they originally thought this game would be the last game that they made from this series. They thought it was going to be a wrap after this, until I'm pretty sure Nintendo was like, excuse me? Like, no.
This is us right now. This is everything.
But this was originally supposed to be the last game of the series, and it was also supposed to play as a sequel to this entire thing. This game takes place 3 years after everything that happened in the Red and Blue. They still reference a lot of things that happen in Red and Blue.
Which, can we just say, for purposes of in-game discussion, that would mean that Red, who is living alone on a mountaintop, is 12?
Yeah, man, he is technically.
12, 13. Yeah,
I mean, Red and Ash. I mean,
they're not the same person.
They're not the same person.
They're not the same person.
But you can clearly see where the inspiration came for Ash. I feel like, I don't know if Red was first or Ash was first. I'm gonna guess Ash was first. I don't really know if the game was developed
first. Red was first. Like Red was first. Ash was made for TV. Red was made for like the game and like real OGs and shit.
Red's one of the more competitive players you're gonna play in the game still, almost.
Yeah, he's still one of the most
unbelievably smart. I think him and Lance are like the smartest AIs in this game.
Lance returning.
We'll get to.
We haven't really spoke about Miltank really yet. So
we'll get to all of that. In terms of just the story of this game, you go through a beginning part of this game, and there's some interesting parts in there. There's like, you get through, you just capture all these new sort of Pokemon. You get the Team Rocket things that we'll talk about in a little bit. Anyone sort of, and maybe we'll continue to go through the entire story of the game as we hit these other points. But does anyone remember their Pokemon teams in this game, or at least people that you feel like you featured on your team? Because I know I had an Ampharos for sure.
Definitely had an Ampharos.
I know, and I taught an Iron Tail. I remember that specifically. I can't remember for the life of me what else I had in this game, but it couldn't have been.
I definitely had a ferret because I thought ferrets were cute. That's how a lot of Pokemon went with me in these games.
I might have had a Noctowl.
See, I had Skarmory because I thought Skarmory was awesome.
Skarmory, but you couldn't get that till the end of the game, though.
You couldn't get to the end of the game. Well, I'm one of them niggas though. I'm one of the niggas that literally put their starters up to fill my team how I want. Like, once it's all said and done, like, I'm just like, all right, let me just get what I'm going for. Plus, I mean, new evolutions, fucking Espeon, Umbreon.
Jeff, you and I are like so on the same same wavelength, because I had an Espeon. Just because I like psychic Pokemon. I had a Tyranitar. Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon of all time.
No, I had nothing wrong with that. That's
again near the end of the game.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm saying we're talking about playing through the game. It was so many things changed for me, because I would move on quick, or I would have something. You know how it was back then. If you weren't training properly, your starter would be on fucking level 30 and everything else is on 22, 20, 18 and shit, and you're trying to catch up. But like, it varied, because honestly, in the beginning of the game, Sentret, fucking Hoot, and Ladybug,
they'll get you through like half of the game though. Look.
Yeah, but they're also not cool.
Yeah,
or like that fun to use. So like, it just depend. But like later on, I'm talking about things that like really caused me to have a lot of fun, or things that I thought were going to be special later.
Yeah, I had a Heracross.
Like Gligar. Like, I loved Gligar, but Gligar didn't get its evolution till later. But I thought it was so cool. Fortress, so cool to me. Ended up not being as great, but at that time it was really good. Sizer, same thing. Like, Sizer, awesome Pokemon. Later on,
terrible typing though.
yeah. It a lot of these things.
It depends. I mean, anything against fire. I mean, if it's against fire, you're fucked. But anything else, you're pretty set. With Scizor.
Legendary dogs were in this game, so that was awesome.
We'll talk about that. No. We'll talk about that.
We'll
talk about the legendary dog.
Of course, Celebi.
I'm gonna put it down on the list now, because I know.
Bro, I have a Celebi stuffed animal in the room with me.
Celebi's cool. I think Celebi's
I love
cooler than
Celebi.
Mew. I think
I love
Celebi's cooler than Mew.
Except the fact that it's an onion.
Yeah.
Let's see. We had weird. I'm gonna wait till this motorcycle passes by.
Yeah,
It's drag racing out there.
The Red Gyarados.
Red Gyarados. This
Awesome.
The first time that you encounter a shiny in the game,
shiny introduction.
they played it.
Anybody remember Ash's shiny Noctowl?
Yes, I do. Of course.
It was the first time they had it on the anime.
Actually, I need to check that because what color is a shiny?
Butterfree? You talking about Butterfree? No,
it's not. It's not pink.
Was that just bullshit? And they made one pink.
It was bullshit. It's not pink.
It's not pink. Yeah.
It's bullshit.
They just had a female Butterfree on that episode that happened to be pink, but shiny Butterfree has
I guess they
green
wanted
eyes
to
and like
it.
pink feet.
That was the show wilding out like with the Ho-Oh, the fake Ho-Oh.
Yeah.
100%. No, exactly. That Butterfree only exists like it'd be awesome if they were to use that,
put it in the game or something. But yeah, it is interesting. Red Gyarados we have in this game. Sudowoodo. First little
replacement for Snorlax, basically.
So many event Pokemon.
First little. I can't cut this. I can't cut through this. Like, why? I have to get a pail of water to sprinkle on this thing to be able to battle this thing.
Then he wants to run your fade after you do it. And
of course.
Sudowoodo is not a bitch either. Like that's the issue.
Because you think it's grass. And it's not a grass.
It's a rock type.
It is a rock type, motherfucker. When that shit uses low kick on you, I'm like, what the fuck is
it hurts. It hurts.
Sudowoodo was an interesting one. Trying to remember else. We can
Unknown.
I hated Unknown. I still don't.
I'm not a fan of Unknown.
I'm not a fan of Unknown either, but I've never seen. That's the first time they started really showing, technically forms in a sense. I mean, there's A through Z. I mean, there's just that many.
There's babies also. So.
And they got you so enveloped into the plot because of how critical, and this is like one of really the only times that it was. I mean, it would happen a couple times after that, and then they would just start expanding the amount of Pokemon in the game. But this was one where the Pokemon itself was a lot of critical to the plot. I mean, you had that Slowpoke cave, you had that Red Gyarados at the Lake of Rage. You'll always remember everything that sort of come on from there. You had. And most importantly, the legendaries of this game, and it's the three dogs were so, especially when you
legendary
got the crystal, they were so important in this game.
When I went into that basement and saw them all sprint away for the first time, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
We in the end game now here,
right?
But the worst part is, you didn't know where they were, and you would randomly encounter them.
Love that. I love that.
Fun.
But it would be so rare when you would encounter if you encountered them, it was great because you got them in the Dex entry. You're able to kind of look where they will be or where they're gonna be next in the Dex, even though they'll still fucking jump around. You fly to one area of the game, they're gonna be across the map on the other side of the game. You fly to one area of the game, you're gonna jump in another stuff. If you managed to get the Pokemon entry, you were kind of solid. If you didn't, it was kind of a wild goose chase. It's like maybe I'll run into them, maybe I won't. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I love that. The idea, again, we didn't know anything back then. So like when you first see, I think the first one that I saw and I continuously saw was Entei. And I think that once you find them first, I think they found out later on when people start looking at the Dex values and shit like that. Then when you find a dog once, they start to pop up a lot more.
Yeah.
So then like the trick, like one of the tricks is like if you want to find them, they don't run on the same values as random Pokemon. They run on their own values. So if you put on a Repel, they'll pop up. They'll be the only Pokemon that pop up if you put a Repel on.
You have to have little shenanigans. If you turn some shenanigans on, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
It was. I think the one that I saw most was Raikou at first. I mean, he was the
last one I got.
I think one of the. There was definitely a trick where it's essentially, I think it was right outside of Goldenrod Town or where that area where you do the bug contest type of shit. If you just run back and forth between the game, it was just long patch of grass and you can eventually run into them in that patch of grass. But there was a whole process behind catching them. You had to use Mean Look to trap them and then hope they didn't use Roar.
Yeah.
Well, you need False Swipe too, so you don't kill them.
You don't kill them.
If you had a chance.
you had to use an insane amount of Ultra Balls. This was very. I
Were
give
they-
this
they
game.
level 40?
Yes, they were level
Yeah,
40.
level
That's
40.
high.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I give this game a lot of credit because compared to the 3 legendary elemental legendaries of the last generation, which were just kind of there, it was like, oh, you heard about them. It was like, oh, let's go catch them. These were more intertwined into the game. These were more.
Their story was great. You know, it's like three unnamed Pokemon perished in a fire in this tower. Which also there's a really cool. Like a really cool conspiracy thing that it's a Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flameon that got killed in that fire. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for another time.
That's dark. That's very dark.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Check it out. It's on the internet all over the place. But
Vaporeon died in a fire?
I know, right? So it's like, and then they all came out, and then they all came out as like these 3 legendary beasts.
Because they were resurrected, I think, by Ho-Oh and Sacred Fire and something along those lines. I mean, that's a story that's going to be told, and it's actually told a lot more deeper and more, stronger in the Pokemon Crystal version, because they were so. I mean, the Suicune and the 3 dogs were so prominent in that game. But
Pokemon loves killing Pokemon in towers.
This is true. I mean, it is what it is. And then you catch Ho-Oh right on top of the tower. To me, I love that. I love the what was it? The sisters, the Eevee sisters. I forgot what their name was.
Yeah, and then the Eevee sisters.
The Eevee sisters were so cool.
That's a hard fight.
Yeah, I mean, all of them. It was a good experience, though. You got good experience.
Oh yeah.
But those Eevee sisters in that town and all these other things, they were very just. All these Pokemon were so intertwined into the plot that you had no choice but to just have these connections with them because you had to go through them and go through all these things. And now when you get to Pokemon games now these days, it's not so much the same, or you've been through them before and they don't really matter, and et cetera, et cetera. So it was kind of cool.
Accidentally killed Suicune one time.
Suicune,
whatever.
Suicune.
I accidentally killed her.
You murked it.
On accident.
I don't blame you because it's like
that was the hardest one for me to fight. Entei was really easy.
Suicune is like, if you look back on it, besides the fact that Entei got the movie and Raikou is solid competitive, Suicune to me is like, because they put it on Crystal, and look, that shit is just like godly to me, man.
Yeah.
It's like bigger than Lugia or Ho-Oh to me.
Who was the best dog? Like
Raikou.
Raikou was?
I think Raikou from a competitive
standpoint, Raikou is
really good. Yeah, Raikou gets used
so fast, right?
It's fast, it's strong,
They had a really good special attack.
Yeah, it just did. It had a much better move. And I think its base stats were, I don't know if they were the highest, but they were definitely like the most useful.
Nobody really uses them anymore because they got replaced by Thundurus and
yeah.
What's the other one? Mills.
Yeah,
Thundurus,
Landorus.
They basically got replaced by them. They're all competitive as fuck, like all 3 of them. So
yeah, it's just kind of now. They're
cool. They're part of our history. They're part of the Pokemon history. So
right.
We had the birds. The birds were obviously super important and incredible, and they had to come back with something just as hard. And I think they worked out.
Gym leaders in this game. Gym leaders. We'll be going through. We have Falkner, who kicks off this entire thing. Very easy. Very not even
weak.
Simpleton.
I had Chikorita, so fuck all of you.
We had Falkner, then we went on to Azalea Town where we had Bugsy,
who's apparently like a 20s mobster.
Why are we even talking about any of these guys?
Yeah,
we all know this is about Whitney. This is about Whitney. Whitney's region, as far as I'm concerned. Like
Whitney, I watched a YouTube video of Battle Against Whitney. And I still am triggered by the nightmares of having to face this goddamn.
Let's be clear. First of all, a normal type gym is bullshit. Let's just be clear here.
I agree.
She came in. Only one other gym had 2 Pokemon. It was the first one, and hers. She had a Clefairy and a Miltank.
Clefairy and a Miltank. That's all she needed at this point.
That's all she fucking needed, dog. And
she was a troll.
This isn't one of those things like, haha, funny Miltank. Like I don't know anybody who had an easy time with Whitney.
I think I had a fighting type Pokemon at that point. Don't you get a Hitmon choice right before?
Well, or
a Machop choice?
It might be a Machop choice.
I think I had a Machop.
So here's the thing: they introduced genders, which made a very attack that Miltank had very, very dangerous because she had the attack Attract.
Yep. Attract.
Now, Attract would essentially, if you're immobilized by love, whatever that means, you wouldn't be able to attack for that turn. Then she would come out and she would stomp you. And if she stomped you correctly, you would flinch. So you wouldn't be able to attack even if you got a move off, even if you weren't immobilized by love. And then
let's talk about her sustain though.
Milk drink.
That was
Milk drink, her recover. So if you manage to even get her past a certain amount of life, she's just gonna use milk drink anyway to get back and then the final nail in the coffin is roll out.
Which is stronger in succession, and
it doubles every time it hits.
You just ask for it. Yeah, you just ask them for it.
I mean, you beat her eventually, but
I believe her Clefairy was like metronomed out too. Like
metronome, mimic,
double slap.
Yeah,
she's still hard in the remakes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what's coming now. Like you know what's coming now.
Miltank is you can handle it nowadays, but just like at this time, there wasn't enough variations to really
there wasn't
pass her properly.
The Miltank in Heart Gold and Soul Silver is one level lower, but Stomp and Rollout both have I think are both stronger moves.
I think Stomp was doing like 70 at that point.
Yeah.
And it was 60 before.
It is still, and it has a Lumberry on it in the new game.
Yeah.
So it's definitely very hard. But yes,
she's in Masters.
Oh, there she go.
Yeah,
Masters, which will be coming out pretty soon. So this was Whitney's region. I really didn't have any trouble with. I think maybe Claire I had a little bit trouble for that Kingdra.
Yeah.
Because
love Kingdra, by the way.
Kingdra was a dragon and water type. Didn't really have a good weakness.
I think I have
I didn't like Morty very much because he had no new region Pokemon. It's weak for a gym leader.
He was trash.
Morty was the ghost type gym leader of Ecruteak City. Didn't have a new type, but definitely had a new move with Curse. That Curse, Spite, Mean Look.
Curse also has a really dark animation too.
Oh my god, yeah, it's.
I love Curse animation. The little stab and the.
I'm like, whoa, like we're getting into cutting.
Yeah.
At that point,
I'm not into this.
We had handled Gengar a good bit in Gen 1, so I wasn't afraid to deal with Morty.
Was Shadow Ball a new move though?
Shadow Ball,
yeah, this is Shadow Ball's introduction. Yeah, because Mewtwo was doing Shadow Ball like in the anime, but he didn't have it in like Gen 1.
Yeah.
So yes, this was Shadow Ball's introduction. Oh, I didn't even remember that this was Shadow Ball's debut gen.
Getting to gen. Oh, actually, no, I'm kind of going out of order here.
Go ahead. It's all good. Go ahead.
I thought Chuck actually could be kind of hard. The guy, the fighting, fighting guy.
You had to get the way you had to get to his fucking gym though. Like, damn.
That was a pain in the ass. But actually, the bigger pain in the ass was getting to Jasmine's gym, which you could easily, even with the Steelix, you could destroy if you had any fire type. But the like whole thing with like the lighthouse and shit, and I never loved the beach towns in the games.
No, I agree.
I just don't like the geography and like the look of them, and like I don't know.
No, you're right. I agree with you. I agree with you as well. We'll talk about it in sort of the new things that were added to this game. But yes, Steel types. She was the first Steel type gym leader. A lot of Pokemon got repurposed as Magnemite, Magneton. Steelix became an evolution in this game. Evolution of Onix. We talked about Scizor.
Yeah, Steel and Dark, man. We haven't talked about Steel and Dark.
Yeah, really. I mean, I have them on the list a little bit later here, but it's definitely Steel and Dark are new types added to the game, and they brought a lot and sort of leveled out the metagame in terms of taking psychic types and making them a little bit less dominant.
Powerful. Yeah.
This was the end of in my opinion, this was the end of Alakazam's like whole shit.
Yeah.
Because Alakazam was way too strong.
Let's go. After you beat all 8 gym leaders, you head to the Elite Four. You go through Victory Road. You get to the Elite Four.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my experience with this. This game does not adequately prepare you for the Elite Four.
No, it does not. But I think I want to say that was part of the point. Like they're like, yeah, these gyms weren't that bad. We gave you a rough time with Whitney, whatever. But
like you know something is fucked up when even like the Elite Four's levels aren't that high.
Yeah, but yours aren't either, by the way.
Yeah, and it's not. It's like the thing is like if you get to a point where like the difference between, and this isn't accurate, but the difference between 55 and 65 is smaller than the difference between 55 and 45. You know, it's like this is an even more ridiculous example, but it's like it's why if a guy who's 95 was married to an 85-year-old person, you'd be like, oh, that's normal. But if a person who was 25 was married to a 5-year-old, you'd have to kill them. Yeah. So like it's that, you know, but then like you are in like level 40, 41, 42 at the first guy, and that's so weird because that's not even high enough for some people to have reached the 3rd form.
No, it's kind of very, very strange. But just to me, the worst part about this, going through your first sort of run through the game, is like I was in level 40.
Yeah.
I think my highest, probably by the time I reached out of that cave, was like maybe like level 37.
Also, be clear, Gold and Silver first half is very short, at least about 7 hours.
Well, yeah. It's because you don't know, you're kind of getting bamboozled and you're like, oh, my shit's only like maxing out at 45 right now because I'm going to Kanto.
Right. But you didn't know.
Yeah.
A whole nother half with new Pokemon too.
Right. So I remember that part. I was just like, I remember going to the library. Oh my God. And talking with kids and just like, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to finish this game. I'm at the Elite Four already. And they're like, there's like another part. Like the game isn't over. And, you know, it became so, I thought it was so cool as you were going on your way to the Victory Road part where you go to New York Barktown and it was like, oh, actually, yeah, like the professor casually tells you, you swim across that lake, you're in Kanto, by the way. Like that small lake.
Good look.
And then someone approaches you, is like, you've reached Kanto. Welcome. This is a very quaint thing.
Let me just say that Koga gave my ass the business.
Really?
First time.
Oh, I loved him.
Koga.
That was badass.
Koga, like, yes, repurposed as an Elite Four member.
See, nigga, Koga. Okay, bro. Crobat. Still, just one.
I
of the
love
most
Crobat.
Annoying, no, I know I love Crobat too, but just one of the most annoying things. He had an annoying set. He had his Venomoth was still fucking too good. Fortress was a bug steal, the first of its kind. Muck has always been difficult.
Muck is difficult.
Yeah.
Minimize is just an asshole.
Minimize is. I'm glad Minimize has been banned, but Crobat is just very good. A very, very, very good level 3. Like they really did Zubat well because Zubat was the shits and the yeah, they really were. They did great by Zubat, but I like to think that Koga's one of the reasons Minimize is out the game.
Yeah, because it took so long to beat Muck. Like you couldn't hit him after a while. He just kept using Minimize and you couldn't hit him. Like you just couldn't
get it out of here.
Who was the easiest of the 4? Was it Will or Bruno? I think I fucking work Bruno every time.
I feel like Will to me was definitely easy because
Will was trash.
Because all of Will's Pokemon, all you needed was like one. Like I had Espeon, so just like get the fuck out of here.
I thought Karen was difficult because she had a bunch of dark types, but then all her dark types, she threw a fucking Vileplume in there just for shits and gigs.
Cheated it because like Murkrow is dark, but he like is like Murkrow and Houndoom were like, oh, they really cheated it with those. And
and Houndoom was also her final one. Like Houndoom was very tough.
Oh, Vileplume's not even a dark type. Bro, it's grass and poison. She just really just sprinkled it in there. Like, all right, How about this?
I get it, like it's aesthetically on there, but you can't have that and fucking Gengar.
Yeah, that's true.
She beasted it. And then of course Lance decided, well, I'm gonna have 3 Dragonites now. My other Dragonair's finally evolved. So
the champion
shit.
The champion of the league, Lance. Originally the 4th person in the Elite Four in the last game. He has now gone on to become the champion of the league. And boy, were you going through some trouble with this. First of all, the music was different. The music is the
fuck that. 3 fucking Dragonites. Why?
And they gave him a Charizard.
And he gave him a Charizard.
And an Aerodactyl. Again, both not flying. And the Gyarados is also
none of those are dragon. Like he only has 3 dragon types on him.
But I mean, still in the game, they hadn't even gone and really expanded the dragons sort of palette outside of Kingdra, which is like Claire's use, and I guess Claire is Lance's like protege. They hadn't really expanded
protege.
Yeah, I mean they hadn't really expanded the entire dragon thing.
Don't they bump Gyarados up to dragon after this?
Nah, his mega is dark and his mega is dark and water. No,
yeah, his mega is dark and water. It's weird.
He's never been a dragon.
He's dragon. I thought some people got bumped. I thought Aerodactyl got bumped up.
No,
they kept his. Aerodactyl's mega is really good. But other than that, Aerodactyl is just Aerodactyl. But it's like I feel like they didn't want to bump anybody to Dragon because now Dragon has been weak. They basically did to Dragon, a few gens ago what they did to Psychic and Gen 2.
And
it's just like
it's not.
You can't. It's just too OP. We gotta level you guys off a little bit.
It's not scary anymore.
It's not scary. That's why Lance is basically fucking retired, man. You don't be seeing Lance no more, man.
Yeah,
he can't get past fucking. He can't get past Lolan Raichu. He can't get past a bunch of things now,
man. Lance, in conjunction with the music that changes, they always do the champion music where it's like dun 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 and some shit like that, and it's like, oh shit, my heart is pumping crazy. I might make a wrong move in this shit. I
was like, wow, I'm about to get worked.
His team from level 44 to level 50. His Dragonite, all 3 had different set of moves. One had Blizzard, one had Thunder, one had Fire Blast, one had Outrage. Outrage, a new scary dragon move that's still scary to this day.
It is. Especially if you're running them berries, boy.
All of them had Hyper Beam because Hyper Beam was still like
the one,
the hotness, hotness back then. But yeah, the Elite Four was no joke in this game, and you were severely underleveled for a large part of this game. If you were savvy enough, you could still manage to beat them. If you had a couple revives, restoreds, and you had a couple Pokemon that you knew was just like, all right, you're gonna go have to die so I can revive this other thing. I'd say you can get across it, and especially just Ice Beam was your friend against Lance. It just was.
Lance did hyper potion though.
Yeah, he did. The villains in this game, Team Rocket.
Clearly reeling after Red.
Clearly.
The one-man assault.
Yeah, like for years, like they were like, "Yo, we gotta get back on our shit." Like he literally like Drake to good music them whole. Like all of
he came, he built, he destroyed it single-handedly from a child. He sent Giovanni into hiding. Giovanni's so ashamed that he was beaten by Kid, just never showed his face again. Mm-hmm. And the story is Team Rocket wants to find their leader once again to reassume power. They go to the Johto region where the Goldenrod radio station has the most, I guess, influence in this entire game. They go throughout the airwaves. They start telling people like, listen, this is a Team Rocket town now. Like Johto belongs to Team Rocket. We're using our waves to make Pokemon evolve into weird, strange ways, like making them shiny.
See what they're doing in Pokemon Go right now.
What happened?
No, I said that's basically what they're doing in Pokemon Go right now.
This is true. Currently in Pokemon Go, there is a Team Go Rocket event, and they have taken over New York City, and now they're taking over the rest of the world, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah. Dropping off Shadow Pokemon.
The Goldenrod radio station, all this. I mean, I think just the most... Team Rocket wasn't particularly hard in this game. They didn't really have that definitive de facto leader that anyone remembers. It was just like a lot of executives that eventually it was like you fought like the AVP and then the VP and then like the director and like all this.
It's their last little run. It's their last run.
Yeah, like be clear, like you're not supposed to be fighting these guys. Like that's just how they are.
You fought someone's supervisor, then you fought someone like the co-manager, like the district manager.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah. It's like
Red had taken care of all that shit for the most
the
part.
scientist, all this other shit, like all these other people in this Team Rocket.
This guy is like, man, me and my Voltorb work at a call center.
It is just like we're just fighting them. It's just like we're here to make sure our boss gets back in the thing, and then he never comes back, and they're defeated. So it's kind of very, very interesting. But the villains itself, I think, just the hardest part were that there were so fucking many. When you go through that tower, you fought them underground, and then you fought them in the radio tower, and then I think like you fought them somewhere else again. No, you fought them in Mahogany Town in that underground bunker type of shit, and then you had to go back to Goldenrod, fight them somewhere else. It was a whole deal. You had to fight a whole bunch of Team Rocket. Still, none got you to the level to prepare you for the Elite Four ever. Like it just didn't.
Yeah, you were fighting a bunch of like coughings and Ratatas and shit and Raticate.
Yeah. We talked about Kanto a little bit. Kanto is super exciting, especially when you beat the Elite Four. You get that ticket on the SSN, which is just a great name to hear. And it says, okay, we're gonna drop you back at Kanto. Or was it the SSN or the ticket, the train ticket?
I'm about to say I don't know.
I can't
remember.
I think it was the bullet train.
It might have been the train as opposed to like but I feel like it was the SSN. I don't remember though. But
either way, we got to go back.
We got to go back. We got to go back to Kanto. It was great seeing everybody whooping their ass once more time.
One more time. Although the selection was
the SS Aqua. There we go. The
SS Aqua.
It was like high speed.
Yeah, high speed shit.
I was like, a boat this big shouldn't go so fast.
It's Johto, baby. But Kanto was a great surprise to the game. It's still one of the things that makes this the best game ever, for being able to connect regions and go back to regions as well. And the thing is, like, throughout until Gen 4, all of these regions are still connected. While they're not like explicitly talked about in the games, the Kanto, Johto, Sinnoh, and Hoenn region all represent an area in Japan, and they're all connected somehow.
Then they started going international.
Yeah, then they kind of gone international, so you couldn't really do that. But
that's why some of the new Pokemon aren't in the new one. You can't get them through customs into the UK.
That's exactly. No, I mean that honestly, that's how they decided to separate it. You know, giving new physical differences because they're in a whole different region. You know, you may see the Pokemon that you saw in Gen 1, it's just gonna look different, you know.
Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah.
Pokemon Crystal was introduced in the year 2001. We're actually, as we release this episode, which will be released on a Tuesday, yesterday was the 18-year anniversary of the release of Pokemon Crystal. Shout out to Pat for pointing that out.
Shout out to hopefully somebody buying this for me on my birthday.
Oh, please do.
Like whenever it came out.
I never played Crystal, and I never copped the re-releases ever.
Oh, it's so good.
You know what, Justin? Crystal's on the eShop if you still have your 3DS. I don't know if you do, but it's on the eShop for like $10.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if I'm gonna.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, it's on there.
Crystal is good. I'll tell you a few reasons why Crystal is good. First of all, the story of Crystal is a little bit better than Heart and Gold. Gold and Silver, which is like even crazy to think. But they've like essentially intertwined the legendaries a lot more into the story. Suicune, Raikou, Entei, all major parts. You have to catch all three before you encounter Ho-Oh or Lugia. You get there's this like character called Yucine, which is like this very fanatic, borderline psycho over Suicune type of deal, who becomes this part of the story as well. You get to play as a girl in the game for the first time. That's interesting. Let's see. Pokemon sprites are now like GIFs. They move. And a lot more different things. I mean, I think Pokemon Crystal, while it wasn't as promoted as the other games, especially because it's cartridge. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was so good. And also it couldn't be as like, it wasn't as big to the other two as yellow was to red and blue, because Suicune wasn't Pikachu.
No. Yeah, plain and simple.
It just wasn't. And it was, but it, to me, I mean, I played this game via emulator and ROM. So that was my introduction to this game, but
that's the cops coming to arrest you for saying that.
So I heard. But I love this game. I love this game so much.
Yeah, fun.
I'm sure they'll remake it eventually. Just because they've already made Heart Gold.
I honestly think that their remakes are going to be featured like Let's Go was. I don't think they're gonna spend a lot of time doing remakes similar to like Sword and Shield anymore. I really don't.
Let's talk about the new mechanics for Gen 2 before we sort of get to the internet research. As we talked about before, the new two types, Steel and Dark, inserted into the game, inserted into the meta game to sort of balance everything out. Dark became a very prevalent type. Steel, very much so more on the defensive side of the spectrum, not really an offensive force until maybe we get to this gen. Who knows? Sprites are updated in Pokemon Crystal. Their color for the first time. We get to see the color of the Pokemon in the game. They're not just red and or blue sprites.
Yeah. Tinted.
Yeah. Shout out to the Game Boy Color for making everything so cool. The Poke Gear. This is a watch / map / telephone / your mom calling you and telling you have this much money left. Do you want me to spend it on shit?
or you know, trainers hitting you up saying, "Come back and train me right quick."
They call you way too much.
Well, one trainer calls you way too much.
Get it out of
here. You ain't lying.
But it was an interesting mechanic.
It was new.
Of the game. It was just like, yo, we've got a bunch of Venonat on Route 26. Like, you should come over now. Pull up.
Pull up on these Venonat, bro.
Yo, I just saw a Beedrill. That was crazy, man. On Route 34. Like,
I'm not flying over there right now.
Yeah, I don't know you.
Nah, man, you want to exchange phone numbers? We just had this crazy battle. Like,
I've never had that much money on a game because of my mom in a long time.
For sure.
Like, I think they had to get rid of that because everybody was stacked up. Like,
no, your mom held it down.
She held that shit down.
It was legitimately a savings account, and it came back with interest. Like,
like a lot of money. Like, you could do anything you wanted to in that game because the money was so easy to come by.
But if you made her spend the money, she spent it on like dumb shit. Like,
don't have her.
A super potion, like,
super potions, but super potions are whack after a while. Like, how many?
They're whack now for sure.
Yeah, you get to 100. You get to 200 HP. Like, you don't need no super. What the fucking super potion's gonna do?
Well, pick up the max, mom.
Yeah, give me some berries. That's what I'll say. Another, introduced to this game, apricorns. I don't know how to say it. Apricorns.
You didn't have to learn how to pronounce it because they went away.
Yeah, well, this is true. Apricorns. Introduced into this game. Shout out to Kurt from Azalea Town. Kurt was the guy who would flip your apricorns or apricorns, depending on how much of a douchebag
he was a hustler. He was a hustler, man.
He turned them into Pokeballs.
The dumbest. I think that was the dumbest mechanic they added in this game.
I'm not, perhaps
I wasn't
not necessary
for or against it, but I definitely didn't use it. I didn't need a specific Pokeball to really catch anything that I wanted.
Because it took the whole day. You couldn't come back until like 24 hours later. Like, oh my god, we're ready.
I've never taken advantage of one of the mechanics like this in these games, like this or like the hideout building. Like, I never did that shit.
You didn't do the berry thing where you could, or the what was it, the Poffins? The Poffins where you had to spin them into little bullshit.
I did berries to get Phoebus to evolve into Milotic one time. Or however you say that Pokemon's name.
But, you did it right.
Milotic,
yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't fuck with any of that stuff.
A fucking bug ball, a water ball. Fuck out of here, man.
Listen, it's a lure ball, catch water and bug types.
I don't know. Do I look like I'm catching bug types? No.
Heavy ball in case you were approaching a Snorlax or something. Much better to suit.
I only use Premier because they're cool looking, and that was probably it.
Friend ball in case you want to evolve your Zubat into a Crobat because that evolved by happiness.
Terrible. I hate happiness evolutions with all my heart.
Well,
You know what?
Happiness Evolutions was the
You know
new
what?
sauce in this game.
The happiness stuff, depending on what the Pokemon is, I don't care. Like the Sylveon evolution for Eevee, I understood adding a new mechanic to get it. But other than that, yeah, bro, I don't need all that.
Some had to
The
be happy in the day. Some had to be happy at night.
has to look physically different for me to like, okay, I get why I got to do this for this Pokemon, but I'm not fucking Crobat. What?
This
For
is
what,
true.
man? It's
Well,
a
listen,
Crobat.
you had to be happy in the day. You had to be happy in the night. You had to groom your Pokemon. There's a whole bunch of other things that are inserted into this game that weren't really necessary. But there was definitely, they introduced mechanics of like, okay, here's how you get friendship like faster. Like you had to give it a haircut or leveling up or like battling against, yeah, or walking 512 steps or et cetera, et cetera.
So this is not really gold or silver specific, but the only thing that Caitlin has ever seen me do, like looked over and seen me do while playing a Pokemon game is what's the donkey in the new ones? Like Bray somebody?
Oh,
Mudsdale.
Mudsdale.
Mudsdale. Yeah, his the younger version of him, whatever that is.
Right.
I was brushing
Mudbray.
I was brushing a Mudbray after a fight, and Caitlin looks over and just sees me like brushing this little donkey with a stylus. Like, now she thinks that's just all of what Pokemon is.
Mudsdale was pretty good too, man, for whatever reason.
Oh my god.
I know, but like now, anytime like I'm like, oh, I actually do have to clean this motherfucker off, I like stand up and leave the room.
That is so fucking funny. Oh my god. Another aspect brought into this game, the special had now been split into special attack and special defense.
Big deal.
Initially it was just special in the original games. It was just like, hey, you're special. I guess that's what made Alakazam so fucking strong.
They were getting ready to get that meta together.
This is like the most impactful change in the whole game.
It is. It's the most important one. It sets up the
thus
future
far, yes.
competitive play. Yeah.
Until the next gen where they introduce abilities, which changes it once again.
Yes, sir.
Items got their own compartment in each bag instead of all fin. So your bike, your master balls, your potions weren't all in one fucking bag.
Love not having my bike in my backpack.
I know, right?
Held items are introduced. You can hold items now. You can hold items to evolve. You can hold items to heal. You can hold items for battle. You can hold a lot of different things. That was introduced to the game. A very thing that's still used today and will continue to be used. Time system.
Yeah.
Day and night.
Day and night.
You could jig that so bad. Like that is literally the time system is how I got a lot of the fucking jigs I did in this game. Like the item dupe glitch. Huh.
Well, we had that.
I mean, like, because like you could dupe. Oh, actually, no, it was an item. It was Pokemon dupe, and you made them hold an item, and that's how you got. And then I would.
Yeah, I was duping shit.
Oh wow. You're so proud of yourself.
I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, but the one who I duped everything with was Jinx because I thought it was just such a lame Pokemon. And now when I am older and I realized how racist it is, I'm happy that I used it just for cheating.
I love that. I love that glitch because like it was also very dangerous. Because if you remember to do the dupe glitch, you have to turn the game off as it's saving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I lost one time.
Interesting. That is another glitch in this game. The timing thing. Yeah, days, nights. Yeah, days in the game. You could only catch Lapras on Fridays. Fridays at night. Fridays at night. That's Lapras hour. Tuesday, Thursdays, and some other day. Bug contests. Some shit to do in the game. Other periods of days type of thing and night thing. You could only evolve certain Pokemon at night. That's the kind of deal it was. So introducing day and night into this game made it very, very cool. Made it very, very expansive. It was all cool until they introduced weather into the game. Yeah. I wasn't with that. Genders
it doesn't run well on any system.
No, not at all. Genders were introduced into this game. Male, female. Pokemon are male and female now.
It had to be done because again, it looks like for me, Gen 2, they were prepping for what was next for this game, which is, playing competitive and, the online and all that fun stuff. That was the future.
They really went crazy with typing in the generation after this. Like Ruby Sapphire had the wildest type. Like people, there's a reason why those Pokemon are
widely considered to a lot of people to be like the worst of all time because they just went crazy with the typing on those.
And with the eggs and making male and female basically so they can get that new hatching system together and all that fun stuff and sending moves, egg moves and all that crap, So
it was for breeding. The genders were introduced. I wouldn't say it was introduced for breeding, but it kind of, yeah.
Well, I think it was. It was really for that. Some physical changes, which I don't even know if they put the physical changes in that game yet, but physical changes came later, like different colors and stuff. Well, not colors,
yeah,
but
it was a little bit later, like male and female, how different they looked. Like Magikarp's whiskers are different for male and female, and et cetera. Genders, and then yes, breeding into the game. The daycare, which was used, you got your first egg from it. It ended up being in Togepi. How did that show up? I don't know. I guess you would have to.
The breeding house, aka Jinx's gangbang, not Jinx's, Ditto's gangbang.
Ditto's gangbang, yes.
That's right, bro. Get your Dittos in there.
You get your Ditto and you straight to go, man. That's the only reason why people catch
it. If you wanted to get your double, if you wanted another one of your Pokemon.
Why were all the because like they wouldn't breed if they weren't attracted to each other. So why would Pokemon just be attracted to every Ditto in the game? Like
telling you, man, Ditto got a lot of shit, man. I told Mills and Pat about the Ditto story. Dittos are just failed Mew experiments, and that's why they weigh the same. They're the same color, have the same shiny, have the same everything because they're just Mew. Mews are also the only Pokemon who can use transform. So I guess Ditto is in itself. It's not. I mean, it's a Pokemon, but it's created. It's not even like it's its own thing. So shit, you breed it with a Ditto, doesn't have any race. It doesn't have any gender. So you're gonna get that egg gonna be the same Pokemon you set it with. How they're having sex, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, breeding made the game so much more fucking complicated.
No, but honestly though, it's
not. I mean, it's nice if you want to get the exact Pokemon that you want.
It was done. It was done. I think it was definitely purposely done. Obviously,
so there was a controlled way to get the Pokemon with the stats that you actually wanted.
Yeah, and it wasn't broken. I mean, you couldn't throw a legend in there and do it. It was just specific things. If you want another one of your starters, have your Ditto breed with your Typhlosion, and you'll get another Cyndaquil.
Or if you have a Pokemon, if you want to learn a specific move, you'd have to breed it with a Pokemon with a specific move, and
get that egg move.
Like it introduced so much. There are people. I remember I spent one summer in Gen 5 trying to catch all the Pokemon and trying to breed all the things for great things. And I spent the entire summer and had entire boxes full of Pokemon I don't use and just threw them all out. All the types of level 1s or level 5s, or wherever the fuck they hatch at now. And I just threw them all out. Like it introduced so much into this game. This game also introduced shiny Pokemon to the entire thing.
Yeah.
Red Gyarados.
The percentage was still like lower than now. Like it was lower than what it is now.
So interesting.
So it was very difficult.
Shiny Pokemon were determined by stats initially. They did not. They weren't determined by like random. Like, oh my god, if you encounter it random, it was like no, you had to be a certain stat, and it had to have a certain.
It was never happening.
Yeah, it had to have a certain attack stat. And for some reason, I think there was something where female Pokemon were much harder to encounter shiny because of their attack stats were naturally lower than male Pokemon, which is wild as fuck.
The year 2000.
No, I'm just kidding.
Different time. It's a different time.
It was a different time. They just introduced it, so maybe they were just trying to find a way to separate, getting a male and female Pokemon, I guess.
Yeah, because male and females were determined by stats, which were weird as shit. I was like, damn, that's fucked up, Pokemon. Like,
they fixed it now.
Yeah, it's definitely fixed now. Let's see. Internet research, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Uncovered from the demo version of the game. This game was supposed to be much, much longer, much, much bigger. There's towns that never made the final version of the game. There's a desert town. There's a snow town. There's a whole bunch.
Silent Hills. I'm glad you put that on here.
I put that on there. And originally, Newbark Town was called Silent Hills.
They had to switch that one up, baby.
Yeah, and this
Very
is
scary.
This is like after '98, and I was just like, Konami was going to.
Yeah.
it was so much better. Kanto was supposed to be one town in the game, and it was just be some one big Kanto town.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it had one gym leader, and the gym leader was red. So there we are. Actually, we haven't talked about Mount Silver on this fucking episode. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, I mean, Mount Silver is one of that was a shitty way to get through something. First of all, like that is not a fun travel.
Yeah,
Any
I
cave
agree.
is not a fun travel, especially in the end of the game.
It's almost worse than like if getting through Vidarian Sea cave to get Mewtwo. That cave is ass, but they simplified it in Let's Go. Right. So I got through it pretty easy in Pokemon Let's Go, but like playing that shit in red and blue I hated that.
Listen, it just was so long, and to get to the end, which was red, it ultimately it was just that. It was just like, all right, you want to battle red, go through this entire long fucking cave.
It's at least 20-25 minutes to get through with puzzles.
Yeah, you needed puzzles. You need all your HM buddies in there.
Yeah, it was tragic.
It was trash. Kanto was originally one town in this game. It had one gym leader, and that gym leader was red. The demo featured, like we talk about, more than 100 Pokemon, including a lot of pre-evolutions that never saw the light of day. There was a pre-evolution for there was a lot of pre-evolution. There was a pre-evolution for Paris, pre-evolution for Vulpix.
Mm-hmm.
They were a lot of things that end up like Leafeon which ended up in Gen 4 was, featured in this demo of the game. A lot of different looks, a lot of different things. It's worth looking up.
Right. Also, real quick, talking about Red and fighting him on Mount Silver. Red. Okay, so first of all, Red and Silver, Gold, and Crystal, he was difficult. His Pikachu was like a level 81. He had an Espeon, Snorlax, Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur. Now, Red and Heart Gold, Soul Silver was the worst. The absolute worst.
Yeah.
His Pikachu went to a level 88.
What?
It had first of all, and then it got Volt Tackle, which is the strongest the strongest electric move in the game. It did 120, and it held a light ball. Okay, so then he had a Lapras level 80, a Snorlax 82, a Blastoise 84, a Charizard 84, and a Venusaur 84. He had nothing below 80 in Heart Gold Soul Silver.
He was a bitch to fight.
And not to mention that game had abilities. And so you had to deal with the same Pokemon he had except for Espeon. And he threw the Lapras in there. They had their abilities. Some held items, new moves. It was so. That's why I like everybody to play Heart Gold Soul Silver if you can.
Yeah,
like
it is.
It's just so fun.
It is a fantastic game. Also originally in this game was a skateboard. A skateboard was also supposed to be the bike, except the difference between a skateboard is you could skateboard inside houses.
Man, get a car. One of these dudes need to get a car.
They're
10 years old. They're too young, man. My man Gary had a whip though, and Gary was 10. He had the whip. So
he also had women. So it's like
he did also have women, which was
can they add dating to Pokemon?
Dating?
Oh no.
No, they haven't really done it.
Only for the Pokemon.
I've made female characters ever since they added to it. So I always make a female.
When we get to the next Gen 3, which is double battles, I think that's probably the closest thing to dating that we'll get.
Mount Silver is also based off Mount Fuji in real life.
This is true. It's all Japan all the way up until Gen 4. It's all Japan. Gold and Silver, if you still have your game cartridge, it will no longer save anymore.
No,
and if you're lucky, it will no longer play anymore.
Yeah.
And that is because the time measuring chip in the cartridge, which controls the night and day aspect of the game, only lasts 5 to 10 years before it dies.
If you guys want to upgrade it, you can.
What does it do? What does it do when you try and play it?
Nothing. It just won't. It won't even turn on.
You can only do new game, right?
Yeah. You can only do new game. You can't. It won't save. Like if you go save it and you turn it back on, it's just gonna say new game option again. Wow. You can get that chip. Like you can if you can buy those chips online and shit and put a new one in there for another 10, 15 years. But it's like, obviously these games are being re-released now in their eShops and all that shit. So it's kind of pointless. But yeah, if you have an old version of a game, there are people out there who put new chips in there So if you're into that.
That is the wrap up for the second generation game for the Mount Silver podcast, episode 3. I want to thank Justin for coming through and telling all the great stories.
Yeah,
No
man.
problem. This is again, the game that really got me started in Pokemon and got me loving the series. I mean, I got Red and Blue really late, and Gold and Silver was the first one I got the day it came out. I look forward to talking about the new games with you fellas when they drop later this year.
Definitely.
But yeah, really, really great just being able to talk about video games, one of my favorite subjects. So thanks for having me.
Pat, once again, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. I hope we didn't keep you too long from all the birthday festivities.
No, not at all. This is totally perfect. You said this is coming out. We have a big week of episodes dropping.
Big week.
This is coming out. We got the triumphant return of late fees this week.
Yes.
We're doing our year anniversary Tarantino retrospective, including the new one.
We are going to be up so late on Monday.
I'm going to see it tonight.
Oh man, it's so good. I've seen it twice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to see it tonight.
So we got the return of late fees tonight. What else do we got on the network this week? We have Lookout.
Yeah. Look, and we have this obviously, which people will hear when they hear this. But
we have the Lookout coming on Tuesday, and it is their Dragon Ball GT episode. We talked with Balvin about GT long form, what we liked about it, but mostly what we disliked about it.
if you watch this, if you listen to this episode, I guarantee you will not have to watch Dragon Ball GT ever again. So
we pretty much
watch this episode. You'll be clear. You don't have to worry about it. I told Mills, I said, I'm going to watch the whole series, so I don't have to watch it again for another 20 years. So like that's kind of like what I did. It's a fun episode. We had a good time, but yes, we had to talk about GT.
We had to talk about GT. We have this coming out, Mount Silver Podcast, Gold, Silver, Crystal, and then you can expect the next one sometime next month. We also have what else we have? We have the A Show, of course. A Show, always. Justin and I, every week as we on the road to episode 100.
I'm about to say, you guys coming up on 100.
We're coming up on 100. It's crazy. And then
I mean, we
episode 80 of Overly Medicated.
Overly Medicated. Justin, I have watched all of Euphoria.
Yeah, he just told me.
Wow.
I am here. I'm ready for tonight's episode. So
let's go. Let's fucking go.
I've watched all of it. So here we are. I have thoughts.
Season 2 confirmed.
Yes, season 2 is definitely confirmed. And we have a whole bunch of things on RNC Network. Oh, we have also the RNC Radio Live playlist and the R&B and RNC playlist. But by the time this comes out, should already be out. We have an upcoming playlist we just have an upcoming playlist this month. I won't totally spoil it for you just in case, things change. But we definitely have more playlists coming out this month. If you have been missing our playlist updates, we have a lot more coming your way. But until then, this has been the Mount Silver Podcast, episode 3. And we'll see you guys sometime next month. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.